Wrongfully accused. The one who's to blame doesn't always ask for forgiveness. The one who values the relationship asks for forgiveness. Eric Maria Remarque. How much ambition is there in us? How much pride? How much resentment? They all prevent us from living happily, hinder our lives. Although at first glance we may not see eye to eye, and you may not agree with my beliefs. You may start arguing that ambition and pride are the sources of success and lead to a good life, and resentment has always had a place in life, otherwise people would just walk all over you. I agree with you only in one way. It's a universal human worldview, a general rule often found in books, but life doesn't always follow the storylines written in books. Even when I worked as a veterinarian, my colleagues and I were surprised by how much our opinions differed. There are as many doctors as there are opinions, and just as many diagnoses for the same animal. So what can be said about universal thoughts? Everyone has their own truth, their own principle, their own position, their own upbringing, and as a result, their own obstacles to overcome. Everyone wants their obstacle course in life to be easy, perfectly even, a walk in the park. But for others, they see their obstacles as part of their journey through life. They serve as an anchor in a fast-flowing current of life, keeping them from being swept away into the abyss. I've always loved the phrase, success is making it in time, and it's not just about reaching goals or seizing opportunities, but also about relationships between people. We humans are fairly conflict-prone. Nature gifted us this trait, without which we wouldn't have achieved all that we have throughout civilization. But conflict gets in the way of us living happily. You might now say that you're all warm and fuzzy, a conflict-free type who is all for peace in relationships. But let me disappoint you. Such people simply do not exist. We are all, even the quietest and most compliant ones, sometimes prone to lose our temper. My father used to say, if you don't go looking for trouble, it doesn't mean that you're safe from it. And that's true. Even if you don't provoke anyone, it's not a guarantee that no one will provoke you. There are plenty of examples of it. We get caught up in something small, and then things start boiling over. We say too much, and suddenly we're no longer talking, no longer keeping in touch. But once upon a time, you were close, and this argument hurt you deeply. And now you wish you could turn back the clock to the good old days. I say, pick up the phone, talk, apologize, forgive and forget. But you'll immediately come up with 100 reasons not to do so. The first of which is that they're the ones at fault, not you, so they should apologize first. Well, we're in an impasse then. You can sit around and wait in vain your whole life, reminiscing about the happy moments when you were close. Or take my advice, gather up your courage, swallow your pride, and take the first step. Apologize, even if you aren't guilty. Be wiser, as in such a situation only a strong mind can apologize. Be that person. It's important to keep in mind that it's best to apologize immediately, ideally on the same day. I'm not saying to apologize during the argument, but definitely within a couple of hours, so that the other person has time to cool off and calm down. Of course, when asking for forgiveness, don't expect the offended person to throw their arms around you and graciously appreciate your actions. Quite the opposite. Most likely, they'll scold you, accusing you of always being the one to stir things up. But accept it with dignity and calmness. Don't expect people to appreciate your gesture, because you're doing it first and foremost for yourself. You must see yourself as honest and decent in your own eyes. You shouldn't concern yourself with what others think and how they interpret it. Otherwise, it'll lead nowhere. Expectations are bad companions, because if you expect others to act first, they may never do so. Or you might hope that others highly value your actions of reconciliation, but they might not. They may even accuse you of being the one in the wrong. Humans are inherently proud. We believe ourselves to always be right, and we fear self-criticism, which is why we don't take the first step towards reconciliation. If you consider yourself 100% right in your relationship means a lot to you, then apologize first. The sooner the better, because lost time waits for no one. In place of a relationship and mutual understanding, you may soon find only ashes to be scattered by the wind. Yes, in months, years, maybe decades, you may want to reconcile and will eventually do so. But in each of your souls, instead of the flame of love, there will lie black, charred embers and bitter residue. And those warm relationships will never be the same again. That's why it's so important not to let resentment turn into ashes. Don't let it grow, because the fire of resentment burns brighter with each passing hour. It's like a house fire, and if you don't put it out right away, the whole house will burn down. So take the high road right away, only for yourself, if for no one else. Only then will you find happiness, the happiness of being a good person, the happiness of being truly in peace with yourself. Remember that.